Somebody grab it. Sorry about that. A little bit of a delay, but we're going to get this going. This is the women voice actor panel, which makes it super appropriate that I'm on it. I tried to hand it off to Michelle here, and she said no. And
I don't think it would go well.
it would be fun, I think. But anyway, all right. Well, let's bring. Obviously, this is Michelle Cleaver, everybody. And then coming to the stage now, Andrea Libman. Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Fabulous.
Is it still freezing up on stage? I'm a guy, and so I've learned through years and years of being in air-conditioned areas that guys have no sense of temperature. Women are the ones who know when it's cold or not. Is it cold? I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freezing.
My apologies for that. Well, because this got started late, I'm not going to start this off with too many pre-formatted questions. As you guys can probably see over there, there's a microphone stand. And in a moment, I'm going to just throw this, I think, to Q&A for these guys. But remember, if you do have a question for them, do not ask things about unaired seasons. Anything that hasn't been shown yet, they can't answer it legally. There are Hasbro goons on site. If you saw AC, Race Fest, Saber Spark, or any of them yesterday running around, I got slapped with cease and desist like nothing else. It's terrible. It was horrifying. It was hilarious, but anyway. They were vicious. They were just horrible. They went up on stage and tried to shut down the DJ and then started dancing. It was bad. Anyway. But anyhow, well, okay, why don't you guys introduce yourselves for anybody who hasn't, hasn't seen you guys yet, maybe you weren't here for the other panels. Say who you are and who you voice.
Hello. I'm Michelle Cleaver, and I'm the voice of Apple Bloom, the singing voice of Apple Bloom, and the singing voice of Sweetie Belle.
And aren't you gonna fight the world? My name's Andrea Libman, and I voice Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy.
Hi, my name is Kelly Metzger, and I voice Spitfire, and that's an Academy record!
Hello. I'm Marika Hendricks, and I voice Gilda, who is half eagle, half lion, and awesome!
All right, well, let's get to the questions then.
Oh yeah, I got two questions. One is for Andrea. You go first. Andrea, let's see. Is it hard to shift between Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy sometimes? And this question is for Michelle. Is it hard to do the singing and speaking voices of a certain character of Apple Bloom?
Okay. I think it was a little bit more difficult for me at the beginning to really try and get that separation, but we've been working on the show for quite a while now, and the more you do something, the more you practice, the easier it gets. So now it's, I don't really have to think about it.
Yeah. And you mean like the singing voice of Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle? Right. Well, Apple Bloom is pretty easy because I know the character and she's got a pretty distinct voice. And Sweetie Belle, I have Claire to reference, and I just kind of pitch her a little higher and just my regular voice, just to that squeaky little level that she does. So it's it's easy, especially for singing, because it's not as complicated as just reading the talking.
Hello. This question is from Michelle. Now, Friday night, you opened for Audition. Now, I have to ask because they also said that they featured artists and their music. Now, I'm wondering, is there ever any hope that you would be featured in a Hey Ocean song?
Maybe, I don't know, that'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be fun, sure, yeah.
So, I should say, just as a personal story, I went to a Hey Ocean concert with Michelle and her family. No, I mean, the reason I'm mentioning it is that she was watching the whole time, and it was interesting to see because you were analyzing the performance, like oh, they did it this way, oh, they moved the mic over there, like it was a performance-based analysis.
And then he broke the chair. He broke his chair.
Okay, I wasn't the only one there with, it was Villainy from Everfree Northwest, if you know him, he's been running around the convention. Also Mando Pony was there, Sipsy was there, a whole group of us were there for this concert in Vancouver. And this was at the Vogue Theater in Vancouver, which the chairs there, I guess, are from the 70s or something. And Villainy, who is really tall and really light, sat on the back of one of the chairs to get a better view. Well, I did the same thing. Next question.
Hey, I'm Andre. I've met some of you, have gotten to meet some of you, and that's kind of what I want to say is that this is my first convention, and I want to thank you all because, like, you guys have just made it so amazing. It's like not even so much that I'm meeting these voices that I've been fans of on TV. It's that I'm meeting like 4 ladies and also the guys that are just completely very nice people, and you guys have just like made this first convention for me like unbelievably awesome. And also, Andrea, we share our name.
Yeah.
And also, my question for you guys is, because you guys have made this, my favorite part of the convention. What has been y'all's favorite part of Houston or the convention?
Thanks so much for saying that, first of all. And we have to throw it right back at you because we've just met so many incredible people. You guys are amazing. And for me, my favorite part is just getting to interact with all of you, hear your stories, and talk to you. And that's my favorite part. So it's kind of the same thing. Thanks for saying that. It's so nice.
My favorite part was the Hey Ocean concert and hanging out with all you guys and dancing, and that was such a fun night. My favorite part was Final Draft telling us it was all live streamed.
Yeah, so those two.
Oh, I saw this. Okay. This is amazing. I was out signing CDs on Friday night, and there you guys were, and you were just having like the time of your life. It was hilarious because the whole thing.
Yeah, well, we had set up the camera right there for the live stream, and Dave over there was doing an amazing job, as he always does. And they were dancing right on the side of the stage, so they were basically the only members of the crowd that you could see dancing, and those two were just like having a ball. And of course, everybody was watching the live stream was saying, Gilda Spitfire OTB, you know? I think there might have been artwork done, so I came over and told them that, and they just go. And they just kind of,
I didn't know. I didn't know that was happening, and I got back to my room and checked Twitter, and then I saw Dusty Cat had like made comments like the whole way of the night. Like, oh, I didn't know that was happening, man. Like, we were just having a friendship bonding moment. I didn't think I was being watched.
And all the world was watching.
and you can rewatch the fun.
Oh, my question is for Andrea Linden. When you say Okie Dokie Loki, did you notice that the Loki part is actually the name of the villain of Thor?
I never thought of that before. Kind of changes everything, doesn't it?
My second
Okie dokie, Loki!
questions. So who else did you audition for besides the characters you got the role for? Because I heard from Ashley Ball that she also auditioned for Spike and Pinkie Pie. So I was wondering, who else did you audition for besides the Loki guy?
I remember that I also auditioned for Twilight Sparkle. Yeah? You guys too?
Yeah. I auditioned for Twilight Sparkle. I think I auditioned for Pinkie Pie. And I think I auditioned for Rainbow Dash, I think. I'm pretty sure. It was a while ago, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, that would fall within my, my sort of range, so. I auditioned for Applejack and Spike. Oh, I wanted Applejack so bad. So I'm like, oh, Ashley does such a good job on it. I'm like, oh, that's Pony.
That was such a long time ago. I don't even remember. I think all the kids auditioned for the 3 CMCs, and they just I remember, you know, they said they found a great chemistry between Maddie and Claire and I, so they just decided which, you know, roles to put us in. So yeah.
So with each panel, it kind of gets harder to ask new questions.
Yeah.
So my question is, do you guys have any questions for the fans?
Oh, snap.
Pressure's on us now.
Awkward turtle! Like,
No, it's just so hard to think.
Are there any like particular requests you guys have? Because anything you ask, we can make it happen.
I already put on Twitter that I really wanted a shirt that had a definition of brony on it, because every dinner party that I go to, I have to explain what a brony is, and I keep having the same conversation over and over, so I just wanted to be able to unzip my hoodie and be like, this is a brony, look it up on the internet, we can talk about this for a bit. There's lots going on in the world. Anyway, so I'm still waiting for my shirt, size medium, American Apparel, classy, something classy.
And I'll take a yacht.
We have a request. So, can you all together as a group, on the count of 3, sing the theme song? Okay, Andrea, count them in. Can you count them in, Andrea? Hold on, she's gonna record it, hold on. Yeah, count them.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That makes me cry. That's awesome, a good cry.
Yes, hello. First off, I'd like to quickly sort of apologize to Andrea. I remember, or I realized that a couple days ago, I asked a question and I accidentally, I think I called you Andrea or something like that.
That's okay. People call me that all the time. I respond to hey you.
I think most people do. But yes, oh yes. Well, something that changed mine real quick from what I'm back today. So the person who plays Spitfire.
Kelly.
Kelly, I'm
My
sorry.
name is Kelly.
I'm sorry. I'm a bad pony.
You can bad pony. Get up there and give me 20.
No, my real question is, because you said that's an Academy record, I was thinking, if you guys could break a world record, what world record would you want to break?
As ourselves or as our characters?
As yourself, not your character.
Okay, the 100-meter sprint in the Olympics.
It's a very specific thing.
I'm a big sports fan, so.
Well, somebody sent me the YouTube of the world's fastest talker. Well, you've heard it. But the the video is actually kind of weird. It's hard to understand the words. Like they all just run together because I guess she's trained for speed talking. So you have no idea what she's just reading. You have no idea what she's saying. And when I'm talking fast, I always have to make sure people understand. So it's kind of different. I have to untrain that. Woo!
I don't know. I think I could break the world record for the most random conversation. I think I could do that.
I believe you've already broken that record.
Actually, I might be the competition for you. You don't know about right. Last, really quick, like yes or no kind of question for Michelle right there. I noticed that, a lot of people noticed, and I don't know if it's never been brought up to you ever, but in the Cutie Mark Crusader talent show episode, during the Cutie Mark Crusader theme song, there's a part in the song where one of the characters is tripping over a fan, and if you listen really closely to the audio, it like bleeps out like somebody laughs and turns away from the microphone or something. And I don't know if that was like, what the heck is that? I think it was Scootaloo who was singing at the moment, but I want to know if you ever caught that.
No. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. That's possible. It could also be like an audio thing when it was transferred, or there's a lot of steps in the process of getting songs and animation onto a show. So who knows? Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I think if you listen really closely to a lot of different cartoons or movies or whatever, the audio engineers usually like to throw little things in there people wouldn't notice. And I don't know, this is not a spoiler, okay? If anybody has seen Equestria Girls, there's definitely a Wilhelm scream in there. Yeah. A Wilhelm scream. Yes. Yeah. A Wilhelm scream. I can't even replicate it. Can somebody bring it up? Okay, while he looks that up, it's like a standard scream that's been around since like 1953. Yeah.
I heard woo ha ha.
And it ends up in every movie ever, and it ended up in there. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Dick and Rogers, if somebody laughed off mic and they could work it into a crowd sound, that they might do that. Yeah.
We also do, one thing we do is wall libraries. For every show that we work on, you go in and there's this big list. It's like laugh and short, medium, long laughs, gasp, sigh, trip over a rock, all these things you can think of. So you do all of that, and then they have access to that. So if they need a little something extra to pull in, they can just pull from the libraries that they have. So it really could have been anyone.
This is for the whole panel. What has been your favorite moment that you voice acted that you've seen in the show, or which moment surprised you the most as far as what you were expecting it to be when you voice acted it?
The whole thing is a surprise because we don't see anything. I think the biggest surprise is seeing the show for the first time. You really don't know what the animation style is going to be. You may have seen like a black and white outline of what your character will look like, but seeing everything all together, I was just blown away when I saw it for the first time. All the details, everything in the background, all the background ponies, and the looks, like the expressions they put in, it's like crazy.
The little nuances in their eyes, that's the thing I'm most impressed. And I like it when your character bounces.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday on the panel about how Pinkie Pie just like completely, like for some reason she can bounce faster than Rainbow Dash can fly.
Pinkie
She's jumping like from there to there, like.
I think everyone, including us, we had no idea. Can you make a face crazier than this? Nobody was expecting that one.
I have a little on the screen for everyone, just so you can hear this. As soon as you hear it, you'll know it because you've heard it before. It's in every movie, all right?
Hello, my question is if any of you have used your voice for evil.
Never.
Yeah, I've done quite a bit of evil actually. And so when people meet me, they go, "That's what you really sound like." guess I sound nicer than normal.
You know,
Are we talking about practical jokes? Where do you begin, Michelle?
yeah. Well, you know,
Start at the beginning.
You know, I don't really usually want anything unless it's an apple. So, you know, if I want an apple, I would say, yes.
Well, okay. Is this evil when someone calls and they're like, is your mom or dad there? And you're just like, no, click. Not really, right?
No.
It's not evil.
I think when I use my voice for evil, I get very upset and I lose control. My voice gets very high and it's so that's usually when I use my voice for evil, and then I'm a little bit ashamed, like I betrayed myself a little bit.
It's okay.
All right, thank you. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for making my very first convention a really awesome one. I know. And second of all, I'd just like to talk a little, say that I've had two headcanons concerning Skulu over the past few years. The first is that Skulu might be Fluttershy's sister, and the second one was that she was Spitfire's daughter. I know neither of those will ever probably come true, but it's a nice thought. So I like Andrea, sorry.
That's okay. Andrea.
And Kelly, was it? Yes, Kelly, to summarize how would get in Fluttershy and Spitfire's voice respectively, one little piece of advice that they would give to Skulu in that said situation.
That if she was my daughter, what advice I would give her?
Basically, yes.
Scootaloo, you should always be kind to everyone else, including animals. And you're not a chicken.
Scootaloo, if you want your cutie mark, you're gonna have to train harder and faster!
Thank you very much.
Okay, I have two voice acting questions for the whole panel, if that's okay. Okay, let's see, as voice actors, you guys have like a repertoire of voices at your disposal, and of course, like, you train hours and hours and hours for that, but then you get into the studio, and because of all that training, you know, you're good at whatever voice you need to do. Like, I just want to know if there's any voices or characters that you need to voice that are, you know, no matter how hard you train, it's just particularly tough for you to voice, and if so, how do you cope with that?
I feel like I really only have 3 different voices, and by 3 I mean 1. I hope one day I go through puberty and I have this low, sexy voice that I can be like the superhero on video games. I've never voiced for a video game because I don't think my voice print is that type of woman. But I would love for it to be. I also really wanted to be a little boy, probably in real life, and so that's my goal, to work on my little boy voice more.
Yeah, sometimes it'd be, pushing. Sorry about the pump. Pushing my voice to sound sort of like a grown woman is difficult at times. So I'd like to sort of figure out how to do that. I try, and it usually sounds pretty ridiculous. The sexy read is not my thing. But I'm also, when you have a particular kind of sound and you've got things that you can do within that sound, that's really useful. And sometimes to try and push other things, it hurts. And so I never make myself feel really super strained for a long period of time because I don't want to hurt what already exists, if that makes any sense. So I gently try and push myself into different ranges and characters.
And you know, ultimately it comes from a characterization. And oftentimes when you can sit yourself within that character, you do have more range, I think, than you think you do. Because every now and again, I surprise myself, sometimes because it's terrible, but sometimes because I'm like, oh.
Okay, second question is, as voice actors, you know, also, your voice is really, what is it, smooth, strong, you know, it's not wobbly and cracky.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I was just gonna ask, like, how do you get your voice to be that smooth and stuff? Like, you know, most people's voices are a bit more wobbly and cracky. I mean, is it just hours of training?
I took a lot of singing lessons growing up. I feel like that gave me control over my voice a little bit more. You've taken lessons. I'll have taken lessons.
Yeah, what you're saying is it does give you a lot of control on your voice, and you know what you can do with it, and you know what are your limits, and what also like where your voice sounds best too. I think just experience and also just generally practicing and just trying to find that balance in your vocal cords is the big thing. But you know, tea as well. We like to drink tea.
Yeah. All about tea.
All right, thanks, you guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Hi. My name is David. I'm in the United States Air Force. And my question for you is, do any of you have a line that you wish your character could say in the show? Like, but they probably wouldn't allow it to say?
I imagine if they wouldn't allow it on a kid's show, it probably would be something you'd want to say in front of a bunch of kids, right?
What kids? There's not a lot of kids in here. I mean, yeah, your man.
Wait.
Might the force be with you.
Nothing Gilda says that she wants to say would be proper.
Do you have a request? Do you have a line request?
Flying to the danger zone!
That's the Navy, not the Air Force.
What's the Air Force? What's something in the Air Force?
Do a barrel roll.
Two barrel rolls!
Do a barrel roll.
She said 2 barrels.
Two barrel rolls!
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Hey guys, this is one specifically for Veronica. When you're doing villain characters, I mean, I know it's acting and you shouldn't take it all seriously, but when you're being like villain characters like Gilda, it involves being, you know, mean or yelling at other actors. Does it ever take any time to get over that and not feel bad about doing it?
I mean, Andrea can probably also chime in on this because I yelled at her. You know, Gilda yelled at Fluttershy. And I knew that at the time I was like, that's not going to go over well. But you know, we certainly. I mean, maybe you've been mad at me for years about that, but I highly doubt it.
I'm out of here.
You know, it's just something that happens in the session, and for me, playing mean characters and, you know, characters with some issues, shall we say, you just have to go and do it. You have to go for it. You can't make apologies. You can't try and predict. It's like comedy. If you play for the laugh, it's over. And I think that's the same with evil characters. You have to play them as people who have particular ideas about the way they think things should go, and do it. Because if I anticipate a reaction from the audience or my fellow actors, I can't do what's happening in the character's brain in that moment. So I just do it. I just go for it. That's my ideas of that. If that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, hi. This question is for Flutterfly. What was it like to voice the Discorded versions of your two Tonys? Like when Discord came and put their personalities?
Yeah, tough. No, it was tough for everyone because we really have such established character traits, and when everything got flipped upside down, we had to be really careful to try and, yeah, it was really challenging.
A question is for the ones who worked on Equestria Girls. So, what did you first think about when you first heard about the project about the Equestria Girls? When you were gonna?
I was like, awesome! I thought I was really excited to work on it, and I said yesterday that I read the script and I thought the story was great. It was a lot of fun to do and record, and the music really fun to work on. Just really awesome music. So, Pinkie Pie have something to say?
No.
Okay.
Surprise.
Thank you.
Okay, this quick question. Oh, I have 3 questions, hopefully short. If Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo had a different sister, big sister, in an alternate type of world, who do you think it would be?
Ooh. Oh.
Well, you know. I'm gonna say Pinkie Pie. No, actually, I probably would say Pinkie Pie because I think Apple Bloom had a lot of energy and she can sometimes get a little crazy. And, yeah. So, you know, I think that it could relate. Don't give me that look.
Okay, I do a show with her called Saturday Night Songs, and I'm going to torture her with that line. So I'm just laughing.
And then, I guess specifically for Marika, yesterday I was cosplaying as Queen Chrysalis, and I was trying to get into character. How do you get out of it? Because I was trying to be my regular self, and it wasn't working.
Marika, how do you stop being evil? Or do you?
This is an act currently. You know, that's a great question, and I don't know if I know the answer. It's almost like diving from one pool to another. You like get in, like jump in, swim around, tread water, splash around, and then get out, jump into the next one. I think it's as sort of simple and complicated as that. Also, too, sometimes, especially when you first start a series, you develop a catchphrase for yourself to get yourself into that character. So if you develop a catchphrase for yourself as a person, as whoever you are, that'll help you just land back into I am Marika.
And one more. Whenever I was at UCLA, Nicole Albert had told us a story about a son who was her son had like a kid in her school that was known more as like a bully type character, and who was like, came up to her, was like, "Are you Princess Celestia?" And she said, "Yes." He's like, "Well, I watched the show and I used to not be a very nice person and learn how to be, from the show be a better person." Have you had encounters like that relate to MLP?
Yeah, I remember that story. Andrew and I were there.
Yeah, it was really touching. Actually, something really similar happened yesterday with someone that I met here, and they said that they used to not be a very kind person, and Fluttershy really inspired him to be a lot kinder, especially to his brother, and it's just changed his life and made him such a happier person. It's pretty amazing.
Good afternoon, ladies. I'm Carl. You may remember me from the Hey Ocean concert. And when I was, sorry, I need to get my thoughts. I'm the one who's, and I said that when I was up, I said that when I was seeing everybody up there, including the duet between Michelle and Andrea, I actually thought that was Fluttershy singing up there.
Well, kind of wet.
Okay. Well, looking at everything you've seen here, have you had any thoughts about, say, sharing anything with Bonnie Zachary at the My Little Pony fair in a matter of days?
Yeah, he's talking about the original creator of the My Little Pony dolls from like the 80s, like the original creator of My Little Pony. Like, are you asking like?
I mean, I have to think that this convention is beyond anything she ever imagined.
From what I mean, I can say I don't know if you guys have heard otherwise, and if you have, by all means share it, right? But from what I've heard, she is aware of the Brony phenomenon, and she thinks it's crazy. I don't know if she knows too much more than that because apparently she mostly just focuses on, well, the toy fairs or whatever that she knows too. But that's something I think that'd be kind of cool to get her opinion on where this is all gone. I mean, she created this back in like 1982, 83, something like that. So, yeah.
And which leads up to the last thing I wanted to say. I have seen quite a lot around me in the past 10 years. You guys have done more to bring everything I have believed for the past 10 years than any other franchise I have ever seen. I cannot thank you enough. I love all of you. Keep calm and brony on. And that goes for not just the voice actresses and the host of Everfree Radio. What did you say your name was?
My name is Michelle Creamer.
Anyway, that goes for everyone on the stage and everyone else in this room. Thank you.
This question is for Andrea. I think that most of us feel like your personality seems more like Pinkie Pie than Fluttershy in real life. So I wondered if you agreed with that, and if so, what other times in your life did you feel like you could identify more with Fluttershy?
I don't know. I like to hope that maybe I'm somewhere in between the two, in the realm of sanity. If I'm more like Pinkie Pie, that worries me a little bit. And in terms of Fluttershy, I think it always happens if you're in an intimidating situation, you're meeting new people for the first time. Sometimes get a little shy or quiet. But it's fun to be loud and obnoxious!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, over the years, small bits of I can't talk. Small bits of the shows have been going into the fandom, like Fluttershy being a tree and Spitfire with their Academy records. I was wondering if each of you can put something into the fandom, what would it be?
So I think what he's saying is like that there are a lot of memes that have come out of like, the minutia, like well, you know, that Scootaloo is a chicken and all that sort of stuff. Which, yeah, you guys have heard a lot of that. Well, I asked you a similar question in Evergreen Northwest last year, and Tabitha yelled "Look at moves," and then that became a meme. But if you, I think what he's saying, correct me if I'm wrong here, but he's saying if you guys could create a meme like that from what your characters have done or something like that, if you'd like to see more T-shirts and random artwork, that sort of stuff out of it, is there anything that you'd like to see? It's a hard question.
Well, I think we'd rather see what you come up with because it's always super creative and interesting to see and exciting for us. So I just say keep up the awesome sauce.
Uh-oh, awesome sauce. Oh no.
Hashtag it.
Thank you.
Okay, this question is for everyone. All right, what show, this doesn't have to be current if you don't want to get current, drives you nuts? You can't stand. Feel free to rant. It can be from the past if it's not going, so.
G 3.5. Okay, so this is generation 4 from Final Money. 3.5 is newborn cuties, and here's older. In my opinion. It was pretty scary, yeah.
When I was a kid, Wonder Years used to drive me nuts because I'd be so embarrassed all the time. Like, I'd be watching it and then I'd be, oh, why did you do that, Fred Savage? It's so embarrassing.
It's hard to think of the shows that drive you nuts because you don't watch them. Can I talk about the shows I love? My favorite shows are The Wire and Game of Thrones.
That's my favorite show too.
And Breaking Bad, but it's dark.
I can't think of shows I hate. I know, like Kelly just said, I didn't watch a ton of it, so, and it's gone. It's almost like pushed away from my memory if I didn't like it. But I really like The Wire as well. It's my second favorite show. My favorite show is Luther. Idris Elba.
I would like to see it like a Breaking Bad pony.
They made one, of course, yeah. Someone tweeted it to me.
One of the more blasphemous things that I've always said is that I don't understand The Simpsons. I know everything like I just never really got into it. Never got into The Simpsons.
No offense to The Simpsons, but when I was a kid, and kind of still now, I really disliked the Muppets. Because the eyes freaked me out. I couldn't take it. It just, no. You know?
What's your opinion on Cookie Monster then? Is that all over the place? Okay.
You know, I have to give him some respect though, because he's a monster who can eat an infinity of cookies. So I gotta give him that. And I like Elmo, so you know.
Yeah. Well, just because I know that you're always mentioning you do have a certain affinity for a certain show, which you quote endlessly at all times.
I've had like the only show that I watched every single episode and just completely in love with is The Office. Yeah, right? I have watched every single episode at least 5 times. I'm serious. Like I learned so much from that show, and it's also when I watch TV shows, I learn things, you know, from it, and especially being a young actor, I still a lot of things to learn. So when I watch that show, it's just it's genius. It's so comedically amazing. I just love Steve Carell, so that's my favorite show of all time.
I'm going to put you on the spot for a second because you have on multiple occasions recited entire scenes. Could you give them just a little bit of one of your favorite scenes?
Okay.
Bears eat beets. Bears beets. Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, wait. What did you start from classy?
Do it.
Okay. Start from wait. Okay. Alright. Okay. Here's an idea now. Alright. I sculpture you covered in chocolate-covered strawberries.
See, now that's not classy. The thing about classy is it's a state of mind.
Okay, here's one now. I apologize, this is right off the top of my head. A nice sculpture of you, surrounded in a variety of chocolate-covered fruits. Strawberries? That's inspiring. That's what I said! Not classy. Not classy at all. Take class A. French? Classy.
All right, I know this has been
said before, but first off, I have to thank all of you for making my first convention absolutely mind-blowingly awesome. And I have everyone here to thank for that. Also, this is for Kelly. We all know, I know you didn't have that many lines in season 1, but when you did have some lines in season 1 at the gala episode, they were a lot more cool and kind of casual than season 2, and then it changed in season 2. Which one do you think Spitfire would use in kind of everyday life, and which one do you prefer voicing?
I was waiting for this question all convention. I think Spitfire would be chill in real life all the time, and I think in the episode of Wonderbolt's Academy, she had to rise to the occasion and motivate, and she knows her role as a drill sergeant, as opposed to when she's just like chilling, being the best flyer in Equestria, no big deal, you know? Yeah, does that answer your question? I think I like the chill one. It's just hard to get your point across and motivate when you're talking like this. Right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's all the questions, but we have a gift for Kelly right here.
It says, Brony. Brony. Now, a typical adult male fan of the My Little Pony franchise. Brony equals bro plus pony.
Yeah. You gotta be careful. If you say do a barrel roll around this guy, you can just do random flips. I've seen it happen. Just saying. All right, well, guys, thanks for coming out. I think that wraps up this panel. So, do I have one here? Yeah, why are you so evil? Okay, okay. Anyway, all right, well, everybody, I think a round of applause for these guys.